Welcome, bright lights. This is a full moon tarot reading. This is the weekend tarot that I do every week with a little bit of a twist because this is a pick a card or pick a pile, I should say, reading. And I chose to do this type of reading this week because the energies are so intense as we move up to this full moon tomorrow and then continue in these energies, and we move through to the galactic portal on the 26th, where we will enter the Galactic New Year. Right now there's just light inside of light coming down, and we have a lot of things that we're trying to assimilate and do before we come into the Galactic New Year and take on a new energy signature for the year. So if you're here for the first time, thank you so much for showing up. If you're coming back and you're a seasoned member here, thank you so much. I love you all and appreciate every single one of you. In a moment, you're going to pick a pile and you'll be able to fast forward to the point in this video that you need to. Maybe some of you are really drawn to two piles. I really want to caution you. Go ahead and pick two piles if you're really drawn to two, but otherwise just pick one. And this week is just going to be fabulous. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter what you're clearing, no matter what you're facing, you are ready for it. You have prepared yourself and you have designed this moment for you, for your highest good and for the good of the planet. So let's get to it. All right, so here are three piles. 1, 2, and 3. So what I want you to do is I want you to pick a pile and I want you to comment below what pile you pick. Then look in the description and you can forward to the place where your reading is at. Welcome to pile 1, you who are beautiful spirits, ancient souls who connect with the earth at a deep and profound level. We have here the Druid Craft Tarot, the Gaia Oracle, and last but certainly not least, the Druid Animal Oracle deck. Beautiful cards this week, just beautiful. So card number 1 right here is the representation of where you are right now, the energy that you're kind of moving through and sitting in at the moment. And we have the 3 of Swords. And I know sometimes the Swords energy can be a little bit frightening for some of you who know the tarot, but it's actually so powerful and ethereal and cleansing. So first of all, 3, I want to say that 3 is the number that we move into. 2 is about balance, but 2 takes a lot to really balance. 3 is when we start to move into a level of stability. And the 3 of Swords this week is telling us that we're coming from a place where we're waking up and realizing that maybe some of the things that we thought were going to be a certain way are not going to be that way. And sometimes that can be a little bit heart-wrenching or heartbreaking. But the beautiful gift of this card is that it really offers us the freedom of illusions stripped away. You know, a lot of times we hold on to illusions and ideas about how things are going to be, and it holds space in our mind, in our body, and the energies, these ideas can become dense and hold us down. So you're definitely at a place of being liberated from dense energies that are maybe holding you to old mindsets. And of course, that's a lovely thing as we move into this full moon in Capricorn, which is really going to be about, it's a karmic moon, about clearing some karma. And frankly, Capricorn is a very straightforward sign that really loves to bring the beauty of what really is to be crystallized in our hearts. And so that's where you're at. Right now, you may be feeling sad. You may be just feeling like relieved even that some of these ideas have been pushed away. Some of you may be feeling disillusioned. You know, there's all sides of this coin, but as you embrace the idea that this energy has been cleared for a reason and honor that clearing in yourselves, I think you're really going to enjoy the week more as you move into the coming energies. Because we have our message from our guides, which is the flame tree, the start of something new. Isn't this a beautiful card? Look at what's going on here. We just have this beautiful red moon up here. And is it pouring something down? Is the fire going up? You tell me. What do you see there amongst the trees? Is this beautifully held fire that's nourished at the roots of these fabulous trees that are giving us a view into the future from a protected viewpoint. You know, the beautiful thing about having our illusions removed from our scene is that we're then left with something that's deeply grounded. And for those of you who picked this pile, you are very earthy people. You are people who need grounding, need quiet, need to withdraw and regroup at times to really rejuvenate yourself. And so this grounded energy of what's new and on the horizon is wonderful, because with this removal, we really see how we can come from a place of deep knowing, that deep earth knowing down there at the base of those trees. So whatever it is, this is your message from your elders, from the other side this week, to really trust this process and to trust that something new has begun in you, that your dreams are really coming to the forefront. There's been a spark that's been kindled a while ago, and now it's actually coming into a flame that you're going to see grow over time. And there's nothing that you need to do to make that happen. Just simply being you, honoring your process, trusting yourself from that place of grounding and wholeness, that this is coming to pass. So your message this week is to really trust, to really lean into that trust, and to know that something beautiful has begun in you. I want to read to you the affirmation, and you can read it on the screen as well. A creative flame grows within my heart and illuminates my mind. I am ready to start something new. My heart and mind are open to new possibilities. My dream becomes my reality. I do what I love, and I love what I do. Isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. And at the full moon, I really like to take some time to do some gratitude work, because I feel like we're at this place of fullness. We've done this growing energy that we've embraced at the beginning of the new moon, and we come to this fullness of where we're at. And so it's really a time to sit and take stock and maybe embrace what has passed away, and think and be joyful about what is new within us, and come to a place of honoring the fullness of what we are. And then also we move with the full moon, we move into the waning phase of the moon, which is kind of an extraction period where things are moving away and it's getting darker, and the intensity of the energy wanes on us and allows us to breathe a little bit. This card right here is your card for the week that will tell you how you can best work with the energies of the week. And it's the cat. And I don't know about you, but I am an incredible cat person. I have 4 cats, and I did cat rescue for years, so I know a lot about the cat. And the cat energy is one of stillness, and yet abiding in deep pleasure. You know, whatever a cat does, it does wholeheartedly. If it's sleeping, it's just the most contented, beautiful thing. If it's out hunting and experiencing nature, it's deeply involved in that. There's a sensuality to the cat, the softness of its fur, the intensity of it when it kneads on you and purrs, you know. When it sleeps, it's never quite asleep with one eye open. And that's where we get into, you know, how you can engage this week, because the cat is an intuitive animal, an animal that has one foot in this world and the next, the other side always. That sense of intuition that it has at all times. You may think a cat is completely sleeping, but it's never quite asleep. It can be dreaming and yet paying attention to everything that's going on in the real world. And so that this week is how you can engage, is to really have a foot in both worlds, to really allow yourself to inhabit that place of intuition as you walk through your world, and just to be the observer of what's going on. The Flame Tree card really reminds us that this week is about trusting the unfolding path, as we are letting go of this old energy here and things that we thought would be. We know that we can rest in what is on the way and what's being kindled in us. And we can do that by just watching the world very carefully and waiting for the right time. This may be a week to rest and be a little bit more, have that time to go within and recoup, just like the cat does. Cat sleeps something like 20 hours a day. Maybe that's a little much for us. But, enjoying that self-care, enjoying getting out in nature. Again, this is the sort of the Earth Tribe card here. So get out and get grounded. Spend some time just walking and enjoying and observing. And wherever you go this week, remember that you are the observer that removes judgment from what's going on and sits in a place of trust, knowing that you are going to see what you need to see and you are going to know when it's time to act. So as we get to that full moon on the 16th, it's a great time to just take a walk outside, even if you can't see the moon. And it is a partial eclipse, which means that the work that you would do over the period of a month can be done in that evening, in that short, just 3 hours that it takes for an eclipse to happen. So get out under that moon and allow yourself to really feel what's passing away and to let it go and move into gratitude and trust for everything that's within you, and enjoy that liminal space of having one foot in the other world and another foot in this world. Walk through your week with your intuition on, your trust at the highest level, and an openness that allows old energy to flow away. Beautiful people of the earth, those who love the trees and hear the callings of the winds, those who love to get their feet on the ground, those of you who are into the deep mysteries of old, you old souls, and those who have come here and incarnated from far off worlds, you find yourselves this week in a position where it's really about honoring what's going away, letting it go, allowing it to drift away, and knowing, as people of the earth, there's a tendency to have even a visceral side for as much as we are a grounded people. And so what's happening right now can feel exactly like that, like a tearing away, a cutting away of things that are passing. Just embrace that, really embrace it, and know that there's that promise, that beautiful promise, that fire that's been kindled in you, that's just waiting to ignite. Nothing you need to do to prep for it. You are that fire. As you move through your week, my suggestion to all people of the earth always is to remember to keep grounding. That grounded energy is essential for you. And what you really need to find is that space to get out into nature and touch plants and the earth, take walks, smell the flowers, get out in the fresh air, feel the sun on your skin, Take that moment to be alone with yourself in nature. And as you do, as your week goes on, again, that cat energy is what's going to really take you to a new height this week and allow you to work through things by having one foot in the liminal and one foot on the ground here, one eye open always to what's going on, and allowing yourself to see the synchronicities as they're going by and decide which ones are the ones that are for you. Not everything that happens, not every sign that we see is telling us to go. Many signs are telling us to simply stay and be and wait. So use that grounding energy, use that cat-like energy to wait till just the right moment, knowing that you are indeed prepared for what's happening. I want to thank you all for your subscriptions. I want to ask you to share this with a friend if you know someone that maybe is going through a time right now that could use a reading. Ask them to check this out and see which pile they pick. I love your comments. Thank you to all of you that write into me and tell me how you're feeling about all of this. I love your DMs. I love your comments below. And I love hearing how your personal unfolding is happening, and it's exciting and precious. You know, it's so precious to be involved in everyone's life. So thank you for being you. No matter who you are and where you're at, you're doing the work, you're raising the vibration of the planet, and it's just an amazing time to be alive. Stick with it. This full moon energy is a blessing, a gift to each one of us, and we're going to find how these moments are strung together like pearls on a string that become the necklace that we wear, that's really a garland of victory that shows everything that we've done and been and who we are. So again, thank you for being you. Well, hello, beautiful star people. Those of you who find yourself gazing up, you may be people who are drawn in by signs that you see in numbers and are deeply affected by planetary shifts. You may even be into astrology. This is pile number 2, in case you're wondering if you're in the right place. You are. And we're starting off here with the Gateway to the Divine Tarot, with the Wisdom Oracle, and then we'll finish with the Work Your Light Oracle. Card number 1 is where you are right now. Card number 2 is your message from your star people or people on the other side. And card number 3 is how you can work with the energies this week. Card number 1, where are you right now? Well, in this deck, it's called coins, but it's pentacles. The 9 of pentacles or the 9 of coins reversed, calling us to look at this energy a little bit more deeply from within. So for some of you, you may be feeling as though you're waking up and realizing that you may have gotten a little distracted and that maybe you're waking up and realizing that it's time to get back to your ideals, back to the disciplines of what's really important to you, and you're being called by that. These are probably things that you had in place or have in place that maybe you feel it's time to ramp up a little bit in order to create some balance. Because with this card, there is so much abundance and so much energy going on. And you may feel that you need to examine or distribute that a little bit more in the realm of who you really are from a supreme level. Remember that we're moving into this full moon in Capricorn, which is a karmic moon. And this is the opening. This is sort of the kickoff, so to speak, this last little push before the Galactic New Year. And so, during this week with these energies, as we come up to that full moon, remember that the energy is waxing up to full, rising up to its fullness, and bringing us into a place of really seeing things for what they are, full illumination, which will be on the 16th. And during that time, it's a great time to get out into nature or under the stars, or into deep meditation, and really spend some time in gratitude, thinking about what it is that you've developed within yourself, who it is that you know that you are, and really lean into that and honor that in yourself. If you're feeling a little bit off kilter, it's okay. You have all the pieces already in place for you, and you know that you can lean towards those disciplines that have worked for you, and they will again bring you back into that quick alignment. Some of you may be, really flying high right now and feeling just the abundance of everything that's going on in your world. And yet there is a call to just a little bit more, just to fine tune a little bit more, and just realizing that as this illumination comes. Again, I like to go out during the full moon and really be in a place of gratitude for all that is, kind of take account of not what is not, but what is. And this is a definitely a fullness card. It's also a 9, which is an interesting number in the tarot because it is about the lessons that we learn on our own, that we learn through solitary confinement in a way. It's the number of the hermit. And so these are things that, that we deeply feel within ourselves on our own, and we face them, and they're incredibly personal. So this time is deeply personally illuminated for you. But it is a time of abundance in your life, a great time of abundance. And if you're not feeling that, then this full moon is definitely for you to get out there and to really honor yourself and do that gratitude work. Because we're going to move over here into our message from beyond, the message for the week, which is blessed. What's a great message? Yes, so from the other side, you're being told that you are blessed, that you are coming into, from this place of abundance to even more abundance, to a place of something unearned, something unforeseen that spirit is bringing you. And so, be on the lookout for that. Be ready. Be in a place of fully loving yourself for who you are, for everything that you have, so that you're ready for this beautiful gift that's coming to you. The spirits really want you to know that this is a time when things will just seem to be clicking together, one sign after another, after another, after another. And you just have to open your eyes and enjoy the wonder of it. Look at this. I mean, she's just like floating in a little shell there. And there's just stars all around, that beautiful purple, clear, illuminated, high vibe light all around her. And that's definitely what they want you to know, that you are just completely surrounded in an energetic vibration that's going to really bring you into a place of seeing those synchronicities. And that's what synchronicity is. It's when we are just so in tune with the messages that are coming through, and we are seeing them unfolding. We're so present with what's going on that it appears as a synchronicity when really it's just the signs that are always there, that you're aware of, that you're on the right path. And you are on the right path, moving in that direction. Really embrace that with the fullness. We are moving into the waning energy. And so we're going to be moving into this place of things moving away and out of our life. And as you go through having some things removed during this time, as we're prepped for the Galactic New Year, stay in that place of gratitude and just know that when we take things out of our life, we have room to see what's going on. We have room to allow the universe or our higher self to really bring into place those things that are meant for us. And so a little bit of displacement, a little bit of realizing that maybe we've gotten off track, and we know what our track is, and we know who we are, and getting into that discipline is really going to help with just receiving that message and that gift that's on the way to you from the universe. So how can we engage with these energies this week? And we move over here to our Work Your Light Oracle card, which is Soul Family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. And I just recently put up a post on Instagram, some of you may have seen, asking about your soul tribe. And we got a couple different answers on there. This Galactic New Year that's coming up is really about having that tribe, is about having those people that you can talk to and trust. So our energy this week is really to reach out to those people that you do have. Get in touch with your needs and really be honest with yourself. If you're over here, renewing that, you may need some accountability. You may need to tell someone, hey, I'm actually reaching out because I need to focus on X. so that I can fully receive what I have in the future. For some of you, you may be feeling that you don't have a soul family, a soul tribe, and that's okay. That means it's on its way. This card really asks us to be honest and to open ourselves to our soul tribe, whether they're manifested before us or not. Know that we are all intimately connected. And if you just move into some meditation and reach out, you may find that there are plenty of beings out there ready to assist you during this time. The point is that we are really at a place, for those of you who drew, number 2 here, that you're really at a place where you're being prepped to move into that next level of connection with others. So if you have a group, look at expanding your group, whether that's with beings from other planets or new guides or new angels, whatever it is, or if that's people here. But set your intention on that and be ready to let go. Be ready to let go of old ideas and baggage in your life right now, so that there's plenty of room for this soul tribe to emerge for you. And I just really want to say, it's, for some of you, it's been lonely for a very long time. And sometimes we are in a place where we are kind of sequestered off by ourselves. And that's because we're growing so much. We're pulling away from everything that is, that in some ways we are kind of pulled away from the earth and from our body in a way that allows us to kind of assimilate so that we can come back in and be fully present. So if you felt alone for a long time, I just want to assure you that this next galactic year is really about unity and a sense of coming together, of divine love, and viewing the world in a completely new way that is through friendship and relationship, both with the cosmos and with people here on earth. So your power this week is to reach out. Whether you're reaching out to guides or reaching out to people on this plane, in order to really work with these energies, it's good to bring someone else in, to bring their energies in and let them lift you up and partner with you in the ways that you need to be partnered with. Get creative with that. Accountability is a great way to go. If you need somebody to ask you, like, hey, I really need to do this, could you just ask me about it? Could you just encourage me? Whatever you're comfortable with. Can you pray for me? Can you pray with me? Hey, let's meditate together. You can meditate from afar. You can ask your guides to be more present, reminding you and opening yourself to the blessing of what they have for you. But I want to remind you, your message right now is that there's something great on the way, that you are so blessed, that there is an abundance here. And with that clarity of focus, you're really going to come into a place. I mean, look at how beautiful this card is. It's just gorgeous. That is just, if that doesn't say soul tribe, I don't know what does. I mean, there's the whales and the dolphins dancing in the background and just all this cosmic energy. And they're just in these beautiful blue flowers, and they're just really receiving and seeing one another. And that's your gift, to be seen. Hey there, beautiful crystal children of the stars. I just wanted to encourage you this week, for those of you who are feeling that 9 energy, that hermit energy, that energy of being within yourself and deep lessons being learned right now, that you are not alone and that you can reach out. Get creative this week. Honor yourself, honor your process by sharing it. You'd be surprised how reaching out to some of your Instagram family, or even on here, and letting people know where you're at and asking them to support you. It's a blessing for me when people reach out to me and ask for support. I love to have that one-on-one that allows me to really dive into focusing on someone and lending my energy to what's going on in their life. There's nothing more rejuvenating for me than service. Well, wait, that's not true. I do like to be alone. But when I'm in a funk, service always gets me out of it, gets my mind off of myself and into the realm of others. And so allow others to enjoy that energy of helping you and being with you and loving on you. And no matter what you're going through, again, you're ready for this. I really feel like for you, star children, crystal children here, that you are going to really feel excited about this week, and the energy is going to feel like pregnant almost, that there's something really there for you waiting to be grasped. So be patient and, lean into that intuition, lean into synchronicity, lean into your signs, and lean into the disciplines, the things that you know to do that really bring you into that place of being centered. So whatever that is for you. Thank you for subscribing and liking and leaving a comment below. Please share this video with anybody you think who might need a special reading this week. Each one of the readings is quite fun and different, and very, very different. Each one's very different. So blessings on you. I appreciate every single one of you and the work that you're doing to raise the vibration of this planet. Never forget how important you are, and that what you're doing, no matter where you are, if you're a mom taking care of kids, you're still raising the vibration of the planet. If you're at work doing a job, you're still raising the vibration of the planet just by being you, just by being awakened, just by leaning into the person that you really are. It's such a special thing for all of us to experience you. So offer that to the world. Don't hide your light. Welcome, people of the heart. You've chosen pile 3. Chances are, if you've chosen this pile, that you are an empath. You could be a musician or an artist, someone who works in the healing arts, possibly the nursing field. One thing is for sure, your heart is open and you feel a lot. This week I am using 3 decks. The first one is the Pamela Coleman Smith deck. It's a tarot deck, beautiful rendition of the tarot. The Keepers of the Light Oracle and the Power of Surrender Oracle. So here we are. The first card is going to represent where you're at right now, the energy that you're at and where you're coming from. This card is a message from your ancestors or your spirit guides, the other side to you. And lastly, this is the way in which you can work with the energy for the week. We're starting out right here with the King of Cups. And so many of you are feeling a lot right now, but there's a sense of altruistic push from you right now, as though the matters of the heart and what you're trying to do and work through within yourself are guiding you towards service towards others even more in a refined fashion. Sometimes as empaths, we can be too quick to serve and sometimes actually codependent and end up depleted. But this energy right here is one of wisdom. And so right now you're coming into understanding yourself as a deeply feeling person and what it could mean to you to be in a place where you're really owning that power and distributing healing and comfort to those around you. You're probably feeling receptive towards others, yet measured. You could be going through thoughts that regard relationships where you're looking at how you can fine-tune them more. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, where can I step up into a position where I'm not necessarily fortified and protected, but rather commanding of what's going on. So this kingly energy really is offering you the stability to look at your gifts and really be a person of feeling, and yet say, how do I really want to live as myself, fully empowered? How can I best offer myself to the world for healing and maintain my sense of self? And that could come in the shadow side as well as guilt. So be aware if you are having feelings of guilt or shame, like I'm not doing enough, I want to just encourage you to move away from that, move back to your center, really get to a place of loving acceptance for yourself, and realize that you are a powerfully feeling person made to dispense compassion, and you are being asked to hone that skill so that you can dispense it more fully. So move away from guilt and shame if any of you are having that feeling right now, especially in your relationships, as you look at your relationships and wonder, how could I do things different to have a different outcome? Remember, it's never about having to be the right person for someone else. It's being the right person for yourself, and knowing that you can trust your energy to influence those around you and allow them to come up and move into a higher realm and a higher vibration by just you being you with your wonderful open heart towards them. Then we move into your message from your elders, or you might say source, ancestors, those on the other side, from Radha. Beautiful Radha is the consort of Krishna, and she is the divine feminine embodiment of the Shakti energy. Beautiful Lady Radha's messages: rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. As we move up to the full moon on the 16th, we know that the energy of the moon is waxing or increasing, and we hit that fullness where there's a full reflection and everything's illuminated. The dark becomes illuminated. It's really a time to look inside and honor yourself, honor your divine feminine, the part of you that reaches out and cares for. But I think that your guides here really want you to know that it's time to turn that beautiful, caring self towards you. That honoring your relationship with yourself is the most powerful thing that you can do for the world. That by going within and serving the compassion that is so readily given to you and flows through you, and cycling it back to yourself, you will strengthen the relationships around you. For those of you in this group, I really want to stress, as we move up to the Galactic New Year, that so much of what's going on right now is an emotional clearing that has to do with lateral relationships, and that's relationships with people that are alive. But as we step through this portal on the 16th, everything's fair game. And you as a group of people are those that are really divinely positioned for this new year to help so many people to be able to make the most out of the energy that we're coming into. It's going to be a year of love and unity, and we are going to see the world in a different way. People are going to be called to use compassion as the lens to really help them ascend higher and higher, to move away from judgment and into a place of honoring one another. And for those of you in this group, you're going to have a head start because you're just really naturally wired that way, to be living from the heart. Right now, though, again, it's really about understanding where your power lies. And again, your ancestors or those passed over the other side are speaking to you and really saying, compassion for self. Spend some time with yourself, loving yourself, understanding your power as a giver and a life giver to yourself. Self-love is just absolutely important right now. And Radha is just so incredibly powerful, and she offers you that Shakti, that divine feminine power right now that awakens a loving connection within you and towards you, and therefore towards others. So really receive that. Isn't she beautiful? Take a moment to really look at her tenderness, her compassion, her beauty. It's no wonder Krishna was in love with her. We move over here to the card for the week that's going to support you. This is How can you engage with these energies in order to make the most of the week? Surrender to your intuition. Tune in to your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. You know, as an empath, sometimes we can really find ourselves looking at the need in the world and pouring into that. And this week is really about slowing down and being aware of self, really coming to a place of seeing the energies that are coming and going, knowing your potential and your power and your authority in yourself in this realm as an empath, as a creator, as an artist, as a healer. You know, so give yourself time and space to enjoy the beauty and the wonder of the world around you. And as you slow down, those synchronicities are sure to come your way and light up your path and teach you more and more ways in which you can love yourself. And I promise you, as you pour into that loving, compassionate presence that you so richly give to others, and you pour that onto yourself, you're just going to be so ready to really walk in this power and give it out to the world. Thank you, people of the heart, for all you do to serve communities all around you. You serve animals and people and organizations. You're the backbone of the family, the people that can be depended on, those who are willing to reach out and create art that stirs our souls and moves us into higher and higher revelations of self. Those of you who make music that we enjoy, that stirs us, you know, to our very core. Thank you for being you and shining bright. This week, don't neglect yourself. You know, really honor who you are with that compassion. Feel your way through. Realize that that calling you are having to hone your abilities as an empath, a healer, a musician, a creative worker in this world. That there's no shame or condemnation or guilt in what you're not doing. It's really a calling into who you are at a higher level. You're moving into your authority, and you have only to go within and pour some compassion on yourself in order to really abide in that power and be able to distribute a greater and greater level of compassion to our planet. And we need you. We're going to really need your voices in this this next coming galactic year. It's going to be, you're going to be vital to the message that many people will be learning and just striving to understand. Thank you so much for subscribing. I deeply appreciate all of you. I appreciate your messages below and your DMs. Please let me know how this resonates with you. Please share this with your friends. I think many people right now are needing just a little bit of a hug during this season of great change and the kind of wisdom and light that's coming down and streaming in to really bless our planet and prepare our hearts for this new year.